Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, July 10th, 2020. We made it another week. My name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler. We are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. I put these glasses on to start the show because I figure if there's something interesting to look at the very beginning, people may click on it. Look at that. Conrad Pollack, the maestro, has his PPID cruising with the case handler mug, all fired up and ready to go. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what? You and you and you and you are officially now cruising with the case handler. You've been cruising all week. We got coffee mugs now. I got my shark t-shirt here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on 93.5 FM, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on Facebook, good morning to you as well. Listen, guys, we have been doing this show in one form or another for the past 15 years. We are here. We are here to answer your questions. We are here to give you information. We're here to entertain you. We're here to provide you with a good sense of who we are as attorneys. Again, we are Pollack, Isaac, DeSico. I am Adam Handler, your case handler. I have Conrad, the maestro Pollack on today, Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, Alexandra, the boss lady Bondikoff, and of course, David Squeeze Annakie. We're here today to give you information about either personal injury or immigration and give out our phone number. Ladies and gentlemen, we are giving out 100% free phone consultations. That is right. If you've got a legal question, we've got a legal answer. The phone call is free. The consultation is free. There's no risk to you at all. No reason why you and your family shouldn't have what you believe to be the best possible attorney, giving you the best possible shot at the best possible outcome. We say it once, we'll say it again. One chance, one choice. You better make sure that you're choosing an attorney that's going to do the best possible job for you. We are Pollack, Isaac, DeSico. It is Friday. We made it another week. David Squeeze Annakie, my co-host, Wagwan King, how are you today?
Everything is good. And ladies and gentlemen, as Adam said, welcome to Cruising with a Case Handler, 8:30 a.m. weekdays right here on 93.5 WVIP FM. And yes, Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie, the Case Handler, PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We've got a guest today. But all the other guys can log off the show. It's all about Nelson Madrid, okay, the Maverick. The show is exclusively about him. Nelson, how you doing, man? Bright shirt, man. Put on a big smile on your face, man. You're about to help a lot of people along with Alexandra.
Good morning.
All right. What's up, Conrad? How are you, man? Are you ready to invade Nelson's space and answer all the questions and not give him a chance to get any answer in? Are you ready, seeing that you're a top immigration attorney, blowing up the tri-state area, letting everybody know your depth and your experience and your knowledge, because daddy gave it to you by way of, what would he say? Proxy? Okay, by way of proxy before you actually became an attorney? Talk to me, Conrad, before we bring on the boss lady. See, I want to know if you're going to give Nelson a chance today. I'm just jabbing at people today.
I will listen closely. Yes.
I gotta defend Nelson, man. I gotta defend Nelson. He's the Maverick. I mean, listen, yes. I'm not proud of the part I'm about to say, but I'm saying it. I got a lot of friends in the community I grew up in, the Bronx, who made mistakes when they were younger and they got in some trouble with the law. They have a clean record now. You know, they have been flying right. You know, they paid their debt to society, but they're afraid to actually handle their immigration benefits with just anyone. So I want the Maverick to take care of them. And they've been calling me about the Maverick. So we know how good the Maverick is with that. So I just want to say, you know, I'm taking a couple of jabs today. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Fabulous firm, excellent firm. There's absolutely no other firm that is as good as them when it comes to personal injury and immigration. And that's the reason why we do the show each and every single weekday morning at 8:30 with the best attorneys. I can say that. With that said, let's welcome the boss lady, Alexandra. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for brightening up the panel this morning. It's always great and refreshing to have you on board. So do you have anything you want to share with us before we jump right into it here and speak with Mr. Adam Handler about one of his true success stories?
Are you talking to Alexandra?
Yeah, I'm talking to Alexandra.
Yeah, well, actually, we were going to talk a little bit about the the student visa, the change with the student visa, because we were actually just saying, we found out here in New Jersey that Rutgers University decided to go virtual in the fall. And that is going to affect a lot of people because Rutgers has a very, very big immigrant student population, and we're not sure how that's going to play out. We can certainly talk about all that in a little bit. Let's first fire up a true life success story.
Thank you.
I'll get that going. I'm pulling it up right now. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I am your case handler, and we are here to talk to you about our firm, let you know how we can change your life and your family's life for generations to come, whether it's getting you that maximum compensation for your injuries, if God forbid you're in an accident, or it's, legalizing your status here in the United States of America. Let's see if I can share this screen real quick. We'll talk about a true life success. You love those true life success stories. So let's see.
I love them. I mean, come on, man. I mean, there's so much. You're talking about money here, man. You're talking about people getting money, when they get hurt.
This is a great case idea. This is a case we worked on last year. I love the quote. This was somebody that was in a terrible, terrible accident, involved in a bus. She was a passenger trying to board the bus, and the bus was running late, shut the doors on her. She fell backwards onto the ground, and the bus driver just drove off. Then the bus directly behind that bus stopped. The driver got out, helped her get on his bus, drove her to the end of the line in Jamaica, where 911 was called, and the ambulance took her over to the hospital. Make a long story short, she wound up having a surgery to her neck. She wound up having a surgery to her back. And the quote here was, "You will never find someone like Adam Handler. He was there for me like a real son. Even when I had a hard time eating in the hospital, Adam was there for me to encourage me to eat. I'm thankful to Adam for helping me to win my case, and I want to also thank my children for taking care of me after my accident." And what she's referring to is after one of the surgeries, I went to visit her just to cheer her up, and her doctor had pulled me aside, thinking I was one of her family members, saying, "You must have her eat." And I actually spoon-fed her her lunch that day. Very, very emotional and passionate moment. And what a result! Squeeze, look at that number. Look at that number right there.
$5 million, and that's Maddie from Jamaica. The settlement of $5 million. Oh my God!
Unbelievable, right?
I'm just happy for her because I mean the injury she got. There's nothing. No matter how much money she gets, it can't be.
Look at this image right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to us in 93.5 FM, when you can safely do so, check out the Case Handler on Facebook, or check out the Case Handler on our website, or just Google the Case Handler. You can start there, and you can see exactly what we're talking about. Here's a photo.
Those are metal rods in her back, right?
Yeah, this is an X-ray image that's showing some of the hardware that they had to put into her back, and you know what? Very, very powerful image in that, this is permanent hardware, something that will be, in her, obviously, her entire life, and eventually all that will be left of her. When you think about it, years and years and years from now, after she's gone, the hardware will still be there. And $5 million, certainly life-changing money for a life-changing accident and life-changing injuries. But that's exactly what we do here at Pollack, Isaac DeSico. And we had to also go up against the MTA nonetheless, which is never an easy task. They will delay, they will bring out their big guns to make sure that the claimants get as little as possible, when of course we're going for as much as possible. But the numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. The things we do here at the firm are truly remarkable, and we do it in a way that makes you feel comfortable as a client. My grandfather would always tell me, a good attorney has many files. A client only has one. Remember that, and treat every case like it's your most important case. And then with that said, I'd love for everybody out there listening to hear, what we're doing here at the Immigration Department, because it's truly, truly, truly some miracles that we're pulling off, especially in this climate, with respect to the administration and the rules and the bans and the limitations they're putting on immigrants, and also just the courts in general. Everything is harder these days during the pandemic, but you can rest assured that we as attorneys are fighting for you and making sure that you get everything you're entitled to. Our phone number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. Squeeze, you down with PPID?
You know me.
All right.
You know. All right. So once again, folks, that was Adam Handler. He runs the personal injury department at PPID. All right. And I would like to remind everyone, as he noted, if you ever get hurt in an accident, any kind of accident, you actually should pick up the phone after you have sought medical attention and call him. His number, once again, and right now you can actually test it, ladies and gentlemen, okay, by calling 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. It's the number for the firm. And once again, I'm very proud of what it is that he has done for the Caribbean community and all communities out there. But predominantly, he has done it for the Caribbean community. So I got to say thanks to him. And that's settling well over $120 million.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, listen, it's with great pleasure. And as professionals, you don't try to just target one specific community, but it's certainly the community that's embraced me for so many years. It was just a completely natural fit. I love the culture. I love the people. I love the loyalty. I love the friendship. I love the food. It's been a wonderful two-way street. The community that's embraced me, I've certainly embraced them, and our firm has embraced the community as well by giving out these 100% free phone consultations. But ladies and gentlemen, our office is back open. We are running at 100% again. And the people are calling and coming to see us for consultations. And you must remember that if you want that free phone consultation, you must mention this show, either Cruising with the Case Handler or 93.5 or Squeeze, or mention the Maverick or mention the Maestro. But you must remind us that you heard about this promotion through this show. If you just call and do not mention this program, you will not be getting the free phone consultation. So please, I beg you, take advantage of this. Better your life, better your family's life. Our phone number again for that free phone consultation is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID law.
Okay. All right. So let's go to, of course, the boss lady. And someone actually said, what about the boss lady here on Facebook? And by the way, Samaya said, hello, David. I'm here to tell you that I am in the USA now. My valid F1 visa let me enter to the USA. Thanks, God, and thank you guys for your answers. Evidently, we have them directly or indirectly somehow there. So, guys, thank you so much for helping out Samaya. She's on Facebook, glorifying you guys. Okay, let's go to Alexandra, the boss lady, Bondakov. How are you doing today? And what's going on with the cool thing I hear about?
I have nothing good to talk about, but I'm well.
That's the reason why we're here, to help a lot of people who are about to hear what it is that you have to say, potentially. So we just need to actually know what it is that we're dealing with. So thank you so much for being here as an immigration attorney for PPID.
Sure. So Adam and I talked about just before the show started about Rutgers University, who announced that they will be conducting all their classes online. And this is a big problem for their large international student population. And Rutgers, by the way, is by no means alone. There's many major universities who are looking into this because of COVID. This week, the administration's ICE, which is the agency in charge of administering the F1 student program, came up with a new guidance that prohibited international students from taking all online classes. And this is very significant because they cannot maintain their student status if their programs transition entirely to online learning. And just to put this in perspective for your listeners, the international students, where we call it F1 visa category, has been under strict scrutiny ever since 9/11. And there have been many attempts to curtail it. This administration tried to change the rules on how international students accrue in lawful presence. They were sued and they were forced to roll that back. But the rules were that if you are an international student, you cannot take more than one class online or 3 credit hours online. When COVID came, as you know, due to lockdowns, most universities transitioned to all online or distance learning platform. And that forced ICE to revise their guidance and to issue a temporary, exceptions to that rule, saying, okay, under these circumstances, if you take your classes online because you have no other choice, then you are still maintaining your status. And what's more importantly, they said that this guidance would last until the end of the pandemic. All right, we're still in the middle of this pandemic. Cases are rising in the United States, not necessarily in the Northeast, but everywhere else in the United States. So this week they came and reversed their current policy, saying, oh no, not anymore. Come the fall season, the fall semester, you can't do this anymore. Now this is significant for 2 reasons, right? The fall semester starts mid-August for most places, number one. Number two, universities like Rutgers, like Harvard, have decided that for the safety of their staff and students, they will conduct their classes online. So the new policy leaves thousands of international students in limbo. The administration tried to justify this by saying, well, it's not really a big deal because international students can actually go home and attend classes online, which when you think about it may sound great, but in reality, it doesn't work that great because, if you're from India, if you're from China, the time difference alone is going to make it almost impossible for students to attend classes where they're going to be up at 12 o'clock at midnight, sitting in front of a Zoom call. And also, internet access becomes a problem as well. I mean, they may not have access to broadband in China, internet is restricted as far as I know. So, and also their ability to return to the United States after the universities start offering in-person classes may be limited as well due to continued closures of consulate, etc. The second justification that Ken Cuccinelli, the acting secretary of DHS, gave is it's not a big deal because they can always transfer to another school in the United States that offers in-person instruction, but that also in practice won't work great because people have to actually apply to the new university. It's an extensive process from what I remember from my school days. You have to, submit a new application, there's expenses, there's application fee, you have to provide transcripts. All of this is going to take time. And quite frankly, universities are operating in a reduced schedule also, just as everybody else. That may not be possible.
So Alexandra, I guess my question is, are these students in any kind of trouble, any kind of problems? What do you think? Are they the F1 students? Are they? Yes.
Given the current guidance, if the university that they're attending does not offer at least some form of in-person instruction, these students have to leave the country or risk being deported. And the administration was very clear.
When do you think this will be?
I'm sorry?
Now? Do they have to leave now?
Well, if they know in advance that their university will not offer in-person classes, they're going to have to leave.
Alex, what about the people that, you're coming from another country, not even another country, you're coming from another city. You're preparing for housing, you're preparing, you're paying tuition, you're paying for moving expenses, you're basically upending your life to move from one place to another. Right. I'm assuming, most of these people are coming, we're talking about people from other countries. So now all of a sudden, the administration, a month before classes begin, month and a half before classes begin, they pull the rug out and say, you know what, sorry, we're changing the policy we just instituted a couple months ago, and you got to go home. If you can't get any kind of classes in person, you have to leave the country. So basically, they've just told, I don't know how many tens of thousands of foreign students that they have to leave. Basically, that's what we're talking about here, Dave.
All right, man, this is unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Cruisin with a case handler. Here's the phone number, 844-774-3529. If you call before the top of the hour and said that you heard us on the show, you will get, trust me, a 100% free phone consultation with one of the immigration attorneys at PPID. The number for you to call now, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 3529. Make that call right now, ladies and gentlemen. The show is about immigration and, yes, personal injury. Quick question here. All right. How long does it take for an EOIR 29 appeal? Maverick, this one is for you. I'm appealing a denial decision of the I-130 petition for my spouse overseas. According to the USCIS, the reason for denial was missing documents that I have fully submitted. I've heard you guys talk about missing documents and what could potentially happen. I don't even know what an EOIR appeal.
An EOIR appeal actually goes to the Board of Immigration Appeals. That's typically where the EOIR 29 goes. A denial of an I-130, again, it's the board who has jurisdiction. I had a case where the couple had a child in common who was a product of the marriage, and USCIS denied the I-130. And unfortunately, there's no specific time frame. It's not 6 months. It's not 8 months. That I-130, that appeal took almost 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so it can take some time, but I mean, again, it's all discretionary. It all depends on the officer reviewing the case. It can take a while in some cases.
And that's one of the reasons, Maverick, why I say people should actually call the firm and let the firm do the job. Let the firm do the dirty work. They're very good at it. They've got links with the Department of Homeland Security. Call them right now. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Conrad, here's one for you. Can my wife change the name on her green card to her maiden name? We're trying to get her TSA pre-check. Most of her travel is international. We always get her tickets in her maiden name to match her passport, but we heard TSA pre-check cannot be granted in that name.
Yes, it's just filling out a form, submitting it to the immigration service. Might take some time. Could take to get that new card could take 6 months to a year. Especially, in fact, Nelson, did you see that article yesterday that Wanda sent about the green cards not being produced?
Yes.
You see that?
Yes.
All right.
Are you surprised?
Well, actually, that's relevant to what we're talking about. Go ahead, tell them about what we were just reading about last night.
Yeah. So basically, there was an article that came out that basically says that USCIS is just not giving people whose case has already been approved. They're not giving them green cards. And obviously, without a green card, you can't prove that you're here legally. But again, I mean, I'm not surprised.
As to what's going on, right?
I mean, it's again, every other day, it's something new. And, obviously it's a pretext, the whole COVID, I think, as Conrad has said before, look at this, while I'm using this hand to go in your pocket is pretty much what's happening, right? We're talking about the pandemic, but there's all this other stuff going on that a lot of people are just unaware of, but it is what it is.
844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. I see the phone lines are ringing at PPID. Saw Adam Handler just answer the call at 844-774-3529. Get that 100% free consultation. Before we get back to Adam Handler, I want to say something to Alexandra. Here's a question for you, boss lady. I received an email today stating all my documents were approved. CR1 visa. First submission, May 25th. Second submission, June 18th, DQ, July 8th. What is my next step? Is there anything I can do before the interview? This is all, I don't understand any of this. So I don't know if you
CR1?
Oh yeah, it's just CR1 visa. Yeah, says it was
for conditional residence, marriage case, conditional residence.
So they submitted this. I mean, I need some more information here.
Yeah, they submitted on May 25th. The second submission was June 18th. And DQ, what is DQ?
I have no idea what DQ is.
I don't know what DQ is.
I don't know. So basically, if he submitted May 28th and they had to resubmit, obviously there was something wrong with the first submission. Okay. That's all I can glean from this fact pattern. As a matter of fact, I
would suggest they call.
Yes, exactly. Why don't they?
I would say that. I definitely. And I want to say, Alex, that a lot of people out there, they listen to the show and they want to get these free phone consultations and everything, or just listen to the show and get their questions answered. But more importantly, they should actually hire the firm. Work it out with the firm. Hire the firm, talk to the attorneys. You'll get to talk to them for free for a few minutes on the phone. And then, that's like a test drive. I mean, I already know that they are the only attorneys you should be selecting. No one else. I only endorse this law firm, none other. All right. And I've been on this radio station since 1996. And I swear to God, they are the best to date. Believe me on that. So you should not file your case yourself. You should let the attorneys at PPID work on your case. Hire them, retain them after you get that free phone consultation. Okay? Break up the payments with them. Ask them. Okay? They give you issues on the payment plan, call me up. I'll call up Conrad and say, hey, Joe said you're not breaking up his payment. What's up? We know that's never going to happen. All right? But listen up. You need to call. Get that free phone consultation, and you must mention the show. The number to call now is 844-774-3529. The show is about immigration. The show is about personal injury. Going to kick it back to Adam Handler before we jump to the top of the hour. And then, of course, we'll continue on the flip side for a few more minutes. Yes, Adam.
My brother, first of all, I just wanted to say that phone call that just came in, that was from a Facebook viewer, somebody that's been watching us right now on Facebook. So thank you so much, my friend, for giving us a call. And he also congratulated us on our 100th show. So that was exciting. For those of you who may have not seen it, we had our 100th show or episode, whatever you want to call it, the other day of Cruising with the Case Handler, which is very exciting. I mean, of course, David and I have been doing this in one form or another for 15 years. But
before we were gray.
Yeah, before. I'll never be gray. You're going to be gray. You're gray already. I'm never going to be gray. They say, there's an expression, sharks don't sleep, right? Sharks also don't get gray, brother. But listen, we've been doing this for over 15 years, getting out the word about our practice, about what we do, not only in immigration, but also personal injury. You've already dubbed me as the most celebrated attorney on this station, and I take that with great pride, but also great responsibility, because people out there, they hear us, they hear what we do, and when they call, they want the best. And let
me jump in here, Adam, quickly before we get to the top of the hour, because I want the 93.5 FM listeners to actually hear this. A lot of people, they get into accidents, they go to the hospitals, okay, and they don't call an attorney. They wait for a while until they start really feeling some serious pain. I need for you to address that, why it's important for them to call you as quickly as possible after they have sought medical attention. I mean, I referred a case that someone waited a while, so I want for you to touch on that quickly before.
Yeah. I mean, listen, with anything else, you want to get off to the right start right away. And if you need guidance from an attorney as to what to do, that's really the best way to get things going in the direction where you want to be. And we say it once and we'll say it again. You'll have that number saved. It's so important. It should be in your speed dial with all your other emergency numbers. Some people have told me that our phone number is in their phone under the ICE in case of emergency. I've had people tell me that their children are going off to school or moving out of the house, and they make sure that they have our phone number saved in their phone if God forbid an emergency arises, whether it's a car accident, whether it's an immigration issue, whether it's a criminal issue, whether it's anything, a speeding ticket, anything. Parents are putting our phone number in their children's phone, saying, if God forbid there's an emergency, after you call me to tell us what's going on, I want you to call Pollack, Isaac DeSico. So that is a huge responsibility that's been tasked to our firm, but we always rise to the occasion. We thrive on the challenge. And again, unless you have our number saved, we won't know who you are or what you need, right? We don't hang out at Federal Plaza saying, hey, you need an immigration lawyer. We're not hanging out in the emergency room. Contrary to popular belief of my friends, I'm not chasing ambulances. Unless you call us, we won't know that you exist. Our phone number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID-LAW. I am your case handler. We are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. We do things very differently than every other law firm out there. Please, if you want that free phone consultation, give us a call today. Give us a call this weekend. Give us a call whenever you have the time to talk about your legal needs, your specific case, and how we can change your life and your family's life for generations to come.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Cruising with a Case Handler, 8:30 a.m. weekdays right here on 93.5 WVIP FM. And on, of course, Saturdays at 7 p.m., but you can also hear them between 6 and 8 throughout the show. And also Sundays, of course, from 12 noon until 2 p.m., we jump it off with them starting the show. And, of course, my plugging them and letting the world know that they're truly the best firm out there. Call them now for your free phone consultation, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We'll continue the show on Facebook, so make sure you tune into David Sweet's Annakie and the Case Handler. Gotcha. All right. So we continue here, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, of course. I want to say thanks to each and every one out there. What I'd like to do for the next 30 seconds is ask each and every one that is actually watching our Facebook pages, please to share it in groups. Just share it on your timeline, share it in groups, share it on pages that you're a part of. Want to say a pleasant good morning to Linda Shaw, okay, our ambassador over there, and got to say thanks to Denise Joseph. She said, by the way, DQ is documentary qualified.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Linda Shaw says she's in Antigua, and she said it's a beautiful day, bringing you a blessing from Antigua, although it's going to rain on us in a few minutes, from what I understand, a couple of hours. So I want to say thanks to Raquel Stone, everybody, Carolyn Anderson, the Tiger, everyone that's watching us on Facebook. It's a pleasure having you tuning into Cruising with a Case Handler on personal injury and immigration. So let's continue the chat that we were having, all right? Because I'm not clear on one thing, and I like clarity. The F1 students who are in the United States now, okay, they're here for their education with all the changes going on. Are we saying that they will now have to leave the country and go back home?
If the policy remains in place. However, MIT, Harvard, Northeastern University, and maybe already filed a lawsuit and joined this. And they filed in Massachusetts, which is a very friendly forum, I think. And they basically are challenging the new policy on the grounds that is abuse of discretion. So this morning, before I came on the show, I read that the judge issued a statement that he will make a decision by July 15th. So we'll know very soon whether this policy would be allowed to continue. But universities universities obviously want to keep their international students for two reasons, at least, right? One is they're a huge a source of revenue for the universities because international students pay top dollar. They don't qualify for financial aid. Some of them may get scholarship, but mostly they're paying their way through. So that's the universities are going to be losing money if international students just quit. And the second reason is it's not easy to get accepted into a U.S. college. Harvard, MIT recruit from the best. So not only will they be losing revenue, but we are losing talent, right? People remain and they're your entrepreneurs, innovators, they start businesses, they create jobs, but many of them also go home and become their leaders in the country. It's just throw some names out. Kofi Annan was educated here, Ehud Barak, Justin Trudeau's father. So these, there's an opportunity missed if we send those people away to make a difference in the world. So some universities are trying to figure out a way to keep their international students. I read that at least one university is considering creating individual programs for their international students where they meet with their professor on a bench in a park somewhere for a day, just to meet that in-person requirement. But those courses come with financial responsibility for the student because most of them are not required for their program, so they will be required to pay extra. So I honestly think that this policy will be enjoined. I'm hoping that it will be, but stay tuned. We'll know more next week.
Absolutely. Once again, Alexandra, the boss lady Bondnikov, right here at Cruisin with a Case Handler on personal injury and immigration, 844-774-3529. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to create something that is unique to the show, all right? And here it is. It's called the Maverick Minute, where Nelson Madrid gets to speak, okay, on what's on his mind when it comes to immigration. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maverick Minute. It's good to be king.
This is funny. You obviously putting me on the spot. You know, just for those people out there, by the way, it's something that hasn't been mentioned on the show. All non-detained cases have been postponed through July 24th. Those are cases that were scheduled to take place at Varick Street, 26 Federal Plaza, and 290 Broadway. There's just not a lot of direction at the moment, so it's unclear when they anticipate that the courts will be opening. But any hearings scheduled through July 24th have been rescheduled, and well, are postponed and will be rescheduled. And I've used my minute, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Maverick Minute right here on Cruising with the Case Handler. You can look forward to it each and every single weekday between 8:30 and when the show ends. The Maverick Minute. So now he will bring something to the show every single weekday that we're on. It's good to hear Nelson speak up. But on a serious note, ladies and gentlemen, excellent attorney, phenomenal attorney. And he knows how to truly help people when it comes to immigration benefits.
David, I have a question for you, actually. I know you actually know a lot about immigration. I know you've been doing, obviously, radio for a while. I mean, you hear everything that's going on with immigration. What's your take? What do you think? Like, is this really happening? Like, what do you think about everything? Just all the different topics we talk about. You know, it seems like, again, I don't know if you've realized it's something new every other week. It's just a completely new topic.
You know what? You know, it's a lot of doom and gloom, but I look at what it is that we're all doing here as a way to let people understand that there is someone out there ready, willing, and able to assist. They may not be able to necessarily help right now, but if and when that help comes about, they'll be there to actually start it for them. People need someone to trust. It's like, for example, let me give you a perfect example for everyone in the United States. Well, for most people, I think now, all right? We have a president in power. I'm sorry, Adam, I had to do it, man. We have a president in power, right? Can we rely on him? We cannot, okay? So here is a show that I know the majority of the Caribbean community, if not all, can rely on, and not just the Caribbean community, people beyond the Caribbean community can rely on. You guys are actually here to help them. We don't have that. So with all the doom and gloom that's coming by way of this orange dude in the White House that is mucking up everyone's lives, drop the M, put an F, okay? We need a law firm that can truly help people. And right now, maybe not in every situation or case can you guys help. But I know nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And when it changes, people will already know that you guys can actually help them. It's really crazy. I mean, it sickens my stomach to hear some of the things that's happening. You know, it's ridiculous. We're talking about human beings. We're talking about kids in school. We're talking about people that is all about bettering their country, bettering themselves, bettering this country, because the majority of those people end up bettering this country. And here we have someone that is stopping them from doing that. It really sickens my stomach. But I'm very happy that we have this team to actually help people understand more about it and what needs to be done. If they've got to stay under the radar now, stay under the radar. If there's something that can be done, get yourself into the system by calling PPID at the 844-774-3529. That's an excellent question, Nelson. Thanks a lot. Putting me in the hot seat, but you know, that's a good one. All right. So, Conrad, we haven't made you speak much.
Yeah, Conrad has been quiet today.
He's trying to hold his tongue. So, anything you have to say on what's going on, Conrad?
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Always.
That's what I'm going to say.
All right. So I got one question for you, and then, you know, we can conclude the show after going back to Adam. A question here says, my brother petitioned for me with an I-130 application, and it was recently approved. I'm now sending in an I-485. Back in 1980, when I was only 21 years old, I applied for an amnesty program. I was given a work permit. In 2006, however, I was denied an extension of the work permit because my lawyer lost the amnesty case in court. Is this going to affect my I-485 application?
Sure is. But more important than that, if he's applying for I-485 is an application for adjustment of status.
Mhm.
He needs to demonstrate that he that he entered with a legal visa and that he's maintained status here, the amount of time that he's been here. His
Mhm.
brother applied for him. It sounds like he's been here since 1980, 40 years.
Mhm.
I don't know how he's applying for adjustment of status if those are the facts. He is not eligible to apply for adjustment of status. He's going to file that I-485, spend the money for nothing, plus pay $1,225 filing fee and $1,000 fine. $2,200 he's going to spend, and he's going to get denied. The only way that he'd be eligible to adjust status in the United States currently would be under an old law called 245I, which expired in 2001.
Yeah,
if he had a case that he filed prior to that date. But you had to file a case prior to April 30th, 2001. Amnesty cases aren't included in that category of cases. So that amnesty case, sounds like he thinks that because he filed that amnesty case, he qualifies under 245I. He doesn't. So this is a guy who needs a lawyer. He should be calling us. He should be writing this number down right now, and he should be calling us because he's about to spend a lot of money for nothing and get himself into a world of hurt. All right, because once he gets denied for adjustment of status, especially with that application for amnesty that got denied, they're going to put him into removal proceedings most likely.
That's very serious, and that's where he will definitely need the Maverick. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this much. Immigration is extremely important. Make that call. The number is 844-774-3529. We love the fact that the numbers have gone up on the Facebook page. See a lot of people have actually listened and shared the page, and I think it's something that we need to do at the beginning of the show more, Adam. All right, so what do you think? Is he there?
Sorry, I'm muting myself. I was working on a case right now. Listen, it's been a great response this morning. I actually started a little watch party on my private page, so maybe that kicked up the numbers a little bit. But I'm working on a very interesting case. I'll talk about it real quick, and then we can end for today. A lady slipped and fell outside of her apartment building earlier this year on some ice, a clear sheet of ice on the front steps. Why? Because the management, in their infinite wisdom, as Conrad would always say when he's talking about DT, infinite wisdom, decided to test their sprinklers earlier that morning. So in freezing cold weather, they ran their sprinkler system, and the whole sidewalk became a sheet of ice, and she slipped and fell and hurt her shoulder. And actually, I just got a message that she wound up having a surgery to her shoulder. So a case that we're obviously going after big money for, but just shows you how dumb people are. And this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. You get out of your apartment, or you get out of your house, or you're on your way to work. You think that you're going to arrive safely, do the same routine that you've done every single day for months or years. And then all of a sudden, you slip and fall, or you trip and fall, or you get rear-ended, or you're on that construction site and an unsafe work condition causes you to become injured. And then what do? Obviously you got to get medical attention, but you need to get an attorney. You need to find out if there's a case there, and are you entitled to compensation under the law? If you got medical bills, if you got time out of work, and of course, if you're suffering from your injuries. And we're here to help. We're here to answer your questions. I work on a contingency fee, meaning I get paid if and only if I'm successful for you. So there's really no risk to you whatsoever. Some people don't understand. They say, Mr. Handler, we hear you all the time. You're a very popular attorney. I bet you're really expensive to hire. Sure, the short answer is no. I'm the cheapest guy around because you don't pay me, or I don't earn my fee until the end of the case, if and only if I'm successful for you. So there's no risk to you, no reason whatsoever why you shouldn't have the case handler on your side and the best possible attorney, in your opinion, fighting for you and your family. Our phone number again is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I'm Adam Handler, your case handler. We are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. Today we had a great show. Conrad, the maestro, Pollack, Alexandra, the boss lady, Bondikoff, of course, Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, answering immigration questions, letting you know about our firm, current events in general. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for a wonderful week of support. We can't do without you guys. We're attorneys, we're professionals, but it's still, in my opinion, a service-based industry. And you got to treat your people and treat your clients with respect and dignity, so they're happy with you while their case is open. And of course, make referrals after they're done, because it is a referral-based business again. So thank you so much. Hope you learned something this week. Hope you enjoyed cruising with the case handler. And we'll see all you guys on Monday morning, 8:30 a.m., 93.5 FM. Also streaming Facebook. I'm sure David will pump things up over the weekend. His Saturday and Sunday shows seem to get major attention.
Thousands of free phone consultation coming away this week.
For those free phone consultations.
Put the office on the pressure now that they're open. All right. And for those people who want to go in and see them, they've got something very special for you. All right. Okay. So keep it locked. Okay. With that said, got to remind you, yes, it's an attorney advertisement. Also, of course, prior results will not guarantee similar outcome. But why would you want to go anywhere else when I have the best attorneys for you? All right. Make the call, 844-774-3529. And do remember to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. I will be blazing information about them and plugging bits and pieces of the show this past week on our show this weekend. And once again, you need an attorney, you go to one firm, and that's PPID, 844-774-3529. And a special thanks to Alexandra, the boss lady Bondagoff, for, of course, giving us some update as to what's happening in this nation when it comes to, I don't even want to talk about it, but the students here and everything that's happening with immigration pertaining to them and what that orange dude is doing. We will not get into any current affairs talk on that guy right now because we don't want to get the maestro started. All right. He'll get fired up and we'll be here for another hour. Although I love it. I really love talking about it. But I know Adam would want to shoot me. So, it is what it is. Thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch up with you again very soon. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.